What's going on, people? Mike C-Town here. I've been thinking about this for a while. I go to a lot of shows, and I do write some concert reviews on the Dead End Hip Hop website, but clearly that's only for hip hop. So I decided that I'd start doing video concert reviews on my channel. Figured it'd be fun, give it a shot, see how it goes. If it's lame, I'll stop doing it. But um, here we go. So on Monday, I went and saw the band Boris. For those of you that don't know, Boris is a Japanese experimental rock band. Been around since, I don't know, like 97 or something like that. I gotta admit, I got turned on to Boris pretty late. Pretty late in the game. But since I heard their music, I love them, man. I love them. I love their pop songs. I love their weird noise rock songs. I love their weird stoner rock songs, their psychedelic songs. I think they're a really eclectic band. They played at this place in Atlanta called the Masquerade, and they played in Hell, which is a smaller room in the Masquerade. So I just had to go see that. Seeing Boris in a really small, tight environment like that, I figured it'd be pretty fucking cool. So we got there a little late. I gotta admit, I'm one of those assholes that typically shows up kind of late to shows, especially for when they have opening bands that I don't know. Now I know that's pretty stupid because a lot of times the opening act, shit, they may be better than the headliner. We got there right when the second band was on their second to last song. Second band being this band Monstro. Monstro is another eclectic rock band. I believe they're from here. If they're not from here, I know certain members live here. But they're okay. What I've heard, I wasn't a big fan of, and it wasn't because of the music. It was mostly because the vocals I don't really care for. I don't know, they kind of sound like some like weird emo-ish type shit, but not cool emo, like Taking Back Sunday or something. I don't know. But watching the few songs that I watched, I would consider seeing them again. They were pretty entertaining. The songs I heard were pretty heavy, which is not really what I remember from the music that I heard. So maybe I need to go back and reinvestigate. So after the two songs of Monstro that I watched, Boris was up next. Man, it seemed like forever waiting for them to come on stage. But the first thing you see is the drummer. Atsuo, I think is his name. This motherfucker comes out with a gong. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let's live up to stereotypes. But whatever. With these guys, it totally works. He comes out, bangs the gong like 2 or 3 times, then points the drumstick at the audience like that standard rock and roll type shit. You know what I'm saying? They started off with the song "Huge" off of Amplifier Worship, and man, it just has that long, drawn out, sludgy riff. It's intense, and it's such a great build up. And the second he hit that initial yell, it was just over. He's just like, wah! It was like unbelievable. Like the crowd was just going pretty fucking nuts for these guys, man. They followed that song up with Rainbow. It has that really psychedelic build up. Then it has those really intense, noisy leads, which I love about these guys. Then they proceeded into the track Pink, which is one of my favorite Boris songs. And dude, that song was so unbelievably awesome live. They were super tight when it came to, well, super tight for Boris. And Boris has that kind of slightly sloppy rock and roll sound, but the guitars were just so on point. They sounded so good. And it just, I don't know, man, it just kind of seemed to go up from there. What was hilarious was, like, every couple of minutes they let off this fucking smoke machine. And it was just like, big plumes of smoke would just fill the entire stage to the point where you could barely see anything but, the fucking shine from the drummer's gong. One of the most interesting moments of the show, man, they actually closed the show off with the track Flood, which, as you know, that track is really like an hour and some change long. So of course they didn't play the whole thing, but I'd say they played a good 20 minutes of that shit, and it was awesome. But of course, after a while, unless you're really close and you can really experience what's going on, after a while it does tend to get a little monotonous. But I can't take anything away from it, man. You go there for an experience, and that's what you get. With Boris, you get a fucking experience. These dudes are gonna play some crazy shit, some loud shit, and if you dig their record, dude, you're gonna dig them live. The two guitar players, Wata and Takeshi, they just seem to be super into it, man. And I don't know if they do this for every single show. They probably do. But these guys fucking rock their asses off on stage. They don't half-ass anything. And again, the drummer is just fucking pounding away. Live, they have that same great noisy rock sound that they have on their albums. And again, I was just really wondering how they pull that stuff off. But they did it beautifully, The pretty parts were really pretty. The heavy parts were super heavy. It was just really what I wanted with a Boris show. It was just awesome. The crowd was pretty varied, from, heshers to hipsters, your random weird punk dudes. But the one thing that caught my attention the most was, for a good chunk of the show, there was this one portly hesher who was headbanging with such vigor that I couldn't take my eyes off him, dude. And he had this, skinnier hesher with him, and he was almost equally into the Boris experience as him. Headbanging, metal claws. But what got weird was, when I say that the skinnier guy was almost as enthusiastic as the portly hesher, it was because the portly hesher was grabbing his hair and pulling at his hair like the fucking heaviness was just too goddamn much to handle. In this touching moment of concern, the skinny lanky hesher actually reached over and put his arm around the portly hesher, caressing the portly hesher's back region, kind of like, hey man, it's alright, man, it's gonna be okay. Then, no bullshit, I look over and these dudes are actually holding hands and rocking out. I've been to a lot of shows, and I can honestly say that's the first time I've seen two heshers holding hands and headbanging. Fucking weird. And after a while, I guess the holding hands thing got a little too much, so, they went right back to fucking hugging and heshing, man. These two dudes had their arms around each other and were just, hugging and heshing, man. Hugging and heshing. Fucking awesome. I took quite a few pictures of the situation just because it was unbelievable. But I don't know, man. I think the pictures don't really do the situation justice. I think it'd be better if I had a video. Well, guess what? Your boy got one. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Huggin' Heshers. Huggin' and heshin'. That shit's tight. I'm totally not making fun of these guys. I think the passion they have for music, and particularly for this band, was really touching, and the security that they must have to be, openly be hugging and heshing in public. I think that shit's awesome. You know, I genuinely hope to see these guys at more shows because they're what music fandom means in my book. Like when the music is just so much and you just can't take it. The only thing you can do is hold your fucking head and pull your hair, and then it envelops you so much that, man, all you can do is hold your fellow Hesher's hand. Hold your fellow Hesher's hand and Hesh. That shit's tight as fuck. Overall, Boris was an incredible show. They picked a great set list. They played, like I said, they played all different types of songs from their catalog, so you didn't get bored with one style. If you're more into the lighter side of Boris, they played those songs. If you're more into the more rock and alternative rock, Smashing Pumpkins ish style of Boris, they played those songs. If you're into the stoner rock side of Boris, they played those songs. The sludge side, they played something for fucking everybody, for all of Boris fans. They played something for you. So I encourage you, I implore you, if they come to your town, even if you've never heard them, just go hop online real quick. Hit the Google button that's up in that area somewhere, and just fucking Google these guys and check them out. You may really dig them, and they're from Japan, so they don't tour the U.S. that often, so you may not ever get the chance to see them again. But hopefully I'm catching you before they come to your town and you miss them. Oh yeah, wait, one more thing. If you do go to the show, make sure you grab this. This is Preparat. It's limited to 600 according to the merch table. This is their 2013 release. I don't know why it's so limited. I don't know if they're going to be pressing it on CD, but it seemed like they only had it on vinyl there, and it seems like it might just stay on vinyl. But this is actually a pretty awesome record. A lot of really dainty, pretty moments, and then it has some of those awesome, ISIS-style sludge moments. This is a great record, so if you do go, make sure you grab this. You may not see this again, and I guarantee, you pay $40 for it up front, because you might end up down the line having to pay $140 for it. You know how us record nerds are, man. Shit fucking hikes up pretty goddamn quick. But yeah, this is the first of many show reviews. Like I said, I go to shows a lot, so you may see these quite often. Now, if you watch it and then this was the absolute most boring, worthless fucking however many minutes you've ever spent in your entire life, and you'd rather jack off with a hand dipped in fucking glue and broken glass, kickboxer fucking style, let me know. But if you actually enjoyed this, let me know that shit too, and maybe I'll keep going. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for living, thanks for loving, thanks for being you, and I will see you soon. Peace, bitches.